Well, if you need evidence that the United States economy is fighting back, look no further than my next guest's business. Nurse Next Door is a Canadian in-home healthcare provider that has seen a spike in applicants for U.S. franchises. Now, 6 months ago, it was getting 20 applications a month. Now, today, that number has surged to 100 applications a month. Joining me now from Vancouver is Nurse Next Door co-founder and co-CEO John DeHart. John, thank you for joining us today.
Happy to be here, Shivani.
Well, first off, let's explain how you're looking to grow and why American baby boomers are such an attractive bunch to serve right now.
Well, it turns out, demographics are going to systemically change our society over the next 20 years. Today, 10,000 seniors across North America turn 65. The senior population will double over the next 20 years. And so healthcare is obviously at the forefront. And in our industry, in our business, we're kind of at that tip of the iceberg where that shock of gray is actually starting to happen today. So in our industry, we really do, as a business, have 40 years of year-over-year growth ahead of us as a business. And I think you'd be hard-pressed to find another industry in America right now with that kind of growth.
That is true. Pretty astounding. 40 years of year-over-year growth. That it's you can't find those statistics in many places. Also adding to your sort of tipping factor, as you say, is a falling dollar. It's also making expansion a little bit more affordable for you as a Canadian company. What if we see strength again in the dollar? What happens to your growth prospects? What happens if the healthcare mandate changes or even disappears? What happens then for you?
Well, I think it's a great question. And truthfully, Medicare, Medicaid, we service a different kind of population. So we really focus on the seniors and our clients that do not get serviced by Medicare or Medicaid. So it really doesn't matter to us about the changes that will go on in healthcare. We've spent 10 years building a very strong brand, national brand in Canada. It's a socialized system. It's universal healthcare. And we knew if we could build a national brand in Canada in that socialized system, then we could very easily build a great national brand in the U.S. as well. So we're not really affected by it. And in fact, if there are Medicare cuts in the United States, it probably will actually help our business.
John, you certainly have your finger on the pulse of conditions for small business owners out there. How are things out there? Can you get access to capital? Can you find talented people?
I think it's a great question. 6 months ago, we had franchise prospects who couldn't access capital. And in that short amount of time, in 6 months, we're now seeing our franchise process actually be able to tap some capital. So that's the first change we're seeing. Again, demographics, I don't think you can leave out demographics as a factor of our growth. And I really believe it's the spirit of entrepreneurialism in America. Mm-hmm. It's that spirit that I think you just can't keep down. And we're having prospects come to us saying, I've wanted to do this for the last 3 years, but the time wasn't right. And I'm not going to wait for government to fix things. I'm just going to take things into my own hands and do it. And I don't think you can keep that down.
John, before I let you go, if some of our viewers want to cash in on what you're doing, how do they find you?
You can visit our website, www.nursenextdoor.com. And if you go to the bottom of the page, you can see our franchise page. So as we franchise across the United States.
John DeHart from Nurse Next Door, thank you very much for being on the show today.
Thank you very much.